reverse that relationship now and say that, no, we want information, because it is actually our right. And where does that right come from? If we all believe in universal values of universal values, then it's actually contained in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It's under Article 19. Okay, and it is recognized. I mean, there are people who talk about, that human rights values are not consistent with Asian values. Throw that out the window, okay? Throw that, trash it, don't bother about it. Because I believe that everyone who is here today believes in these universal human rights values. Because if we say that it's not consistent with Asian values, in this region, okay, we have Indonesia, we have Thailand, we have Philippines in the making, in coming very future, coming in the very near future, to have freedom of information legislation in their countries. They are also our neighboring countries. We also share some history and some values together. How come they can have, we cannot have? Okay, so that argument is really trashed a long time ago, because as long as we believe that it is part of our democratic right, our human right, important in our, for democratic reforms, then it is something that we must have. So we are really, really far behind in the sense that countries have actually had freedom of information legislation since the 18th century. Okay, now it's the 21st century. So we are quite happy Selangor has had, because wow, now we can get on to the freedom of information map internationally. It's like, yeah, we are there already. But we got to work a little bit on the legislation before it's passed. But essentially, we want a freedom of information because, as I emphasized, and I will emphasize again, it is our fundamental right. It is our right. We cannot make decisions. We cannot, we can't be effective voters. We can't be effective citizens if we don't have information. Secondly, it is the best tool to keep corruption at bay. It is the best tool to keep corruption at bay because we can use information to check on those people in power. And we can make decisions ourselves then to know whether there is abuse of power, whether decisions were made fairly based on equal terms or whatever. So we can make those decisions. So it's the best tool to keep corruption at bay. It's the best way to actually improve efficiency and effectiveness in the public service delivery, I can assure you, because actually, when there is a freedom of information law, the civil servants really don't have to worry what is secret, what is not. Their job is just to provide. You know how harmonious and happy they will be with the freedom of information legislation. They don't have to worry about who's going to take action against them for giving information, because as long as there's a code of practice that trains them, as long as they know what are the fundamental principles, as long as they are aware it is their duty to give information, their job is actually very easy. So it's also our job to tell the civil servants, don't be so against it. It's actually not against them. It will actually help them because it takes away half their burden. They will be much happier, okay? So it will, in the long run, guarantee much more efficient, more transparent system, really. And this is not just coming from us, but because it has been documented in other places. So there is evidence, there are case studies to show that it really improves the public service delivery. I mean, the government has come up with Pemuda. What is Pemuda all about if not to improve that delivery? And how can you improve delivery if you don't actually give out information? And then, giving out information is the best way to keep misinformation away. The more confusion there is, the more false information there is, the best way to tackle that is to give information. Because now there's a lot of speculation, especially when it comes to political decisions. There's a lot of speculations, there's a lot of guessing, and when you guess wrongly, you cannot tangkap. Okay, you speculate also, you cannot tangkap. Just tell everybody, just show what is happening, It really is the best tool to keep misinformation away. So the government, the federal government, has set up this committee to check on false reports and false information. No need, just have freedom of information. No need to have all these funny committees and all that. Really is the best tool to keep all of this away. Okay. So with regards to what's happening in Selangor, they've experienced quite a lot of attack in terms of the sand mining and different things. Just reveal all, really, And I think information will tell quite a lot of the stories, so we don't have to speculate. And basically, it's something that is important for the individual, for the citizens. Again, again to make their choices. Very, very simple example. If you want to invest in a house, now you will know, you'll be very cautious to invest in Bukit Antarabangsa because you've seen what happened. But if you had information, you'll be able to make better decisions about where you want to live, about, you know, the kinds of investments you want to make, the kinds of MPs you want to vote in, you know, the state assemblymen. You make better decisions, we make better decisions, and that can only be better for us as citizens. So these are the reasons why you should support freedom of information.